Hi, this is Sylvie with another weekly health tip. We're doing the last NVC, nonviolent communication health tip to help people get along better, to help with the well-being of community, to help with the well-being of family, to help with the well-being of relating to other people, including our partners and our children and our colleagues, etc., as well as people we might meet just during our day. So sometimes people are called to do mediation. Sometimes it becomes part of someone's job, like teachers or CEOs or um, having children having an issue. So mediation can come in many different shapes and forms, and it's pretty much the same using NVC for every situation. Just the language that you're going to be using with children is obviously different than with adults. And I would make sure that I would be fairly well vetted in NVC before I try to mediate anything business-like, etc. But just to try it out as a teacher or working with your children or working with your parents, you can let them know that you're learning nonviolent communication and you think that you might be able to offer a little bit of help to help them resolve their conflict or their situation. So the idea is that everybody gets in touch with their feelings and needs, and you can give people feelings and need sheets for this as well to help them out. So there's a long list of NVC feelings and needs available free online, and you might be able to type in short list as well to get that. I also have a copy of a short list that I made up of feelings and needs that come up most often for most people, and you can email me. My email is down below and I can send that to you for free if you would like as well. So saying that, the idea is that you get people in touch with their own feelings and needs to be clear, and you can do some guessing. So you work with both people. Sometimes both can be there. Sometimes you can take turns with this step. They don't necessarily have to be together for this step. So the idea is sometimes people aren't even clear of what their own feelings and needs are. So no wonder they're frustrated that they're not getting their needs met in the situation with this particular person or a particular group. So that the first thing is to do some empathy and listen to what the person is struggling with and what they're having difficulties with, and see if you can guess the person's feelings and needs around that and help them get some clarity. They could even do some writing and get clear as to what is going on. You could even get a request together with each party to see if the other party is amenable to the person's request, and then you can work together to find something that meets everyone's needs to the best of your abilities. So the idea is when working with people, you get them to repeat the other person's or party's feelings and needs. So we express them. Ideally, the person expresses them. Sometimes you can do a little bit of role play with them as the mediator. That sometimes helps if things are rather heated. So the idea is the person should be able to repeat the feelings and needs of the other person and understand them and be able to relate to them, and vice versa. So then the other party needs to be able to reflect the feelings and needs of the other person, so that once that is understood, often issues resolve themselves because all feelings and needs are relatable. We all have the same needs. And once their issues are translated into the language of feelings and needs, it becomes very clear as to how the issue can be resolved so that everybody's needs are met or as close as humanly possible. And then I think that's pretty much it. It's a shorter video. I put on some links for a little bit more NVC stuff, A Cup of Empathy and Marshall Rosenberg. And I also put my previous links to the videos that I did because I kind of built onto what I explained before. So that's why it's very important to develop a feelings and needs vocabulary, because it keeps coming up in nonviolent communication, because that is how we express ourselves without shaming, blaming, judging, or diagnosing the other person or making commands. So also a request is something that is doable, positive, and actionable within a certain amount of time. Usually you can even request the amount of time within the request, because if it's just hanging there, it might never happen. Just like when you're trying to get together with friends, oh yeah, let's get together sometime. You realize that sometime kind of never happens or doesn't happen for months on end. So same thing with requests with nonviolent communication. So it's good to have a timeline attached to those requests. So the idea is you can't do a don't. So the idea is that, oh, you're going to stop slamming the door when you come in the house. That's a don't. So you're going to start closing the door more gently when you come in. So that is a do. So there's a difference. So it's always set in the positive. It's because the positive is something that we can do when we're making a request. And that's another very important aspect of nonviolent communication. And the most important, of course, is always empathy, making sure that you get the other person, making sure that they know that you get them by letting them know what you heard their feelings and needs are. And that is the most important. So I hope that this is helpful and that the videos I added to the link are helpful. If you have any questions, my contact information is down below, and I'm going to be going back to other kinds of health tips, a little bit less social oriented, but I am holistic in all the work that I do. And it's very difficult to be healthy, happy, and holy if we're having issues at work, issues with our partner, issues with our children, where we're having a lot of difficulty resolving conflicts that causes a lot of stress, a lot of cortisol, and a lot of fight or flight reactions. So the idea is to avoid as much of that as we can and to create healthy, positive relationships. And that is huge in helping people with their overall well-being and great health. So till next time.